Little Mary, quick and smart, she'd have the edge on him. "What's this?" he would have said. "Kick this old lady out of here," in her spring suit. He might have used bad language about her, too. "Kick this old fart out of here." Maybe I should have taken my whole family in there with me. Brother watching, father watching, sister getting up to help. But Mother's the one who would floor him. Mother would thrash him. She'd baste his jacket. She's high rent. She would have said, "Be nice to her." He wasn't nice to me. "That's my daughter." He wasn't nice. She would have given him a piece of her fist. "See this?" shaking it right in his pan. Names for him. She doesn't come as a water carrier for anyone. Annihilate him, Mother. Crush him. No more, bam, president of this place. New president, please. Better one, please. Oh boy, suck. You'll see, Mr. President. Summer complaint. Dog's breakfast. The last two were from an Englishman who taught in the MFA program at Bard when I was teaching there. And he was the only one who had any interesting language that you could write down. Now I'm going to read excerpts from the next one. It's a longer thing in sections called Old Mother and the Grouch. And it accumulated over time the way some of the pieces in here, I would write down something I liked and write down something else I liked, and over time I would see that they kind of went together in some way or other. So these are little short sections. Old Mother and the Grouch. "Meet the sourpuss," says the Grouch to their friends. "Oh, shut up," says Old Mother. The Grouch and Old Mother are playing Scrabble. The Grouch makes a play. 10 points, he says. He is disgusted. He is angry because Old Mother is winning early in the game and because she has drawn all the S's and blanks. He says it is easy to win if you get all the S's and blanks. "I think you marked the backs," he says. She says a blank tile doesn't have a back. Now he is angry because she has made the word qua. He says qua is not English. He says they should both make good familiar words like the words he has made: bonnet, realm, and weave. But instead she sits in her nasty corner making aw, fa, s, and ax. She says these are words too. He says even if they are, there is something mean and petty about using them. Now the Grouch is angry because Old Mother keeps freezing all the food he likes. He brings home a nice smoked ham and wants a couple of slices for lunch, but it is too late. She has already frozen it. "It's hard as a rock," he says, "and you don't have to freeze it anyway. It's already smoked." Then, since everything else he wants to eat is also frozen, he thinks he will at least have some of the chocolate ice cream he bought for her the day before. But it's gone. She has eaten it all. "Is that what you did last night?" he asks. "You stayed up late eating ice cream?" He is close to the truth, but not entirely correct. Old Mother cooks dinner for friends of theirs. After the friends have gone home, she tells the Grouch the meal was a failure. The salad dressing had too much salt in it. The chicken was overdone and tasteless. The cherries hard, etc. She expects him to contradict her, but instead he listens carefully and adds that the noodles also were somehow wrong. She says, "I'm not a very good cook." She expects him to assure her that she is, but instead he says, "You should be. Anybody can be a good cook." One night, Old Mother cooks him a dish of polenta. He remarks that it is spread on the plate like a cow patty. He tastes it and says that it tastes better than it looks. On another night, she makes him a brown rice casserole. The Grouch says this does not look very good either. He covers it in salt and pepper, then eats some of it and says it also tastes better than it looks. Not much better, though. "Since I met you," says the Grouch, "I have eaten more beans than I ever ate in my life. Potatoes and beans. Every night there is nothing but beans, potatoes, and rice." Old Mother knows this is not strictly true. "What did you eat before you knew me?" she asks. "Nothing," says the grouch. "I ate nothing." Old Mother and the grouch have quarreled over friends, the West Coast, the telephone, dinner, what time to go to bed, what time to get up, travel plans, her parents, his work, her work, and his cat, among other subjects. They have not quarreled so far over special sale items, acquisitions for the house, natural landscapes, wild animals, the town governing board, the local library. A woman dressed all in red is jumping up and down in a tantrum. It is Old Mother who cannot handle frustration. Old Mother reads an article which says, if one of you is in a bad mood, the other should stay out of her way and be as kind as possible until the bad mood passes. But when she proposes this to the grouch, he refuses to consider it. He does not trust her. She will claim to be in a bad mood when she is not, and then require him to be kind to her. Old Mother decides she will dress up as a witch on Halloween, since she is often described as a witch by the grouch. She owns a pointed black hat, and now she buys more items to make up her costume. She thinks the grouch will be amused, but he asks her please to remove the rubber nose from the living room. The grouch is exasperated. Old Mother has been criticizing him again. He says to her, if I changed that, you'd only find something else to criticize. And if I changed that, then something else would be wrong. The grouch is exasperated again. Again, Old Mother has been criticizing him. This time he says, you should have married a man who didn't drink or smoke, and who also had no hands or feet, or arms or legs. Old Mother hears the footsteps of the grouch in the lower hall as he leaves the living room on his way to bed. She looks around the bedroom to see what will bother him. She removes her feet from his pillow, stands up from his side of the bed, turns off a few lights, takes her slippers out of his way into the room, and shuts a dresser drawer. But she knows she has forgotten something. What he complains about first is the wrinkled sheets, and then the noise of the white mice running in their cage in the next room. Maybe I could help with that, says Old Mother sincerely as they are driving in the car. But after what she did the night before, she knows he will not want to think of her as a helpful person. The grouch only snorts. The grouch wants to listen to Fisher Dieskau singing, accompanied by Brendel at the piano. But to his annoyance, he finds that Fisher Dieskau, accompanied by Brendel, is also accompanied by Old Mother humming. And he asks her to stop. Old Mother makes an unpleasant remark about one of their lamps. The grouch is sure Old Mother is insulting him. He tries to figure out what she is saying about him, but can't, and so remains silent. I'm going to put on some music, says the grouch. Old Mother is immediately nervous. Put on something easy, she says. I know that whatever I put on, you won't like it, he says. Just don't put on Messiaen, she says. I'm too tired for Messiaen. The grouch comes into the living room to apologize for what he has said. Then he feels he must explain why he said it, though Old Mother already knows. But as he explains at some length, what he says makes him angry all over again. And he says one or two more things that provoke her, and they begin arguing again. The grouch needs attention, but Old Mother pays attention mainly to herself. She needs attention too, of course, and the grouch would be happy to pay attention to her if the circumstances were different. He will not pay her much attention if she pays him almost none at all. Old Mother is in the bathroom for an inordinately long time. When she comes out, the grouch asks her if she is upset with him. This time, however, she was only picking raspberry seeds out of her teeth. And that could go on forever, of course. There's always more. Here's another one about husband and wife. This is called the Good Taste Contest. Another short one. The husband and wife were competing in a good taste contest, judged by a jury of their peers. Men and women of good taste